I guess it's just a day for shitty horror sequels, because here we are. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, was released in 1985, directed by Danny Steinman. And, yeah, I don't like this movie. Um, More power to the people who like this movie, but yeah, this is one of my least favorite Friday films, so let's go ahead and start this review off with the good. And there's some pretty good kills in here. I mean, the Friday the 13th franchise is not lacking for kills. You get some good creative kills in just about every Friday the 13th movie, so yeah, gotta give it that. There's some pretty good kills here. But that's about all for the good. On to the bad. Yeah, this movie is just not that great in my opinion. Outside of the kills, none of the characters are very memorable. I mean, even Tommy Jarvis is in this movie, and I keep forgetting Tommy Jarvis is in this movie. It's just weird, I guess. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of how Tommy was handled. I could not have cared less about any of the other characters in this movie. I honestly couldn't have cared less about the killer reveal. For spoilers for anybody who still hasn't seen this movie, no, Jason is not the killer in this movie. He was effectively killed off in part 4, and he doesn't get brought back until part 6. But yeah, I couldn't have cared less about the killer in this movie. Uh, he had a good physical performance, but the reveal at the end was just so weird because it was a character we only saw for like 30 seconds near the beginning of the movie, and we never see him again. So yeah, I couldn't have cared less about that reveal. There's a lot of mean-spiritedness in this movie that just doesn't sit right with me, especially with how a certain character is treated and eventually killed off early in the film. Uh, wasn't a fan of that. The setting, it's just your typical camp setting. There's nothing new. And I don't know, the production design on this movie just felt very cheap compared to the other movies in this franchise. It's just not one of the better production designs. And it's just a very cheap feeling movie. I don't know what it is about this one. It just feels like it's the cheapest made. It feels like they couldn't really think up a good story without Jason at this point, so they had to bite the bullet and bring him back in the next movie. Like I said, the killer just wasn't Jason. It wasn't Pamela Voorhees. It just didn't feel right, I guess. I can't say it ripped off Scream because Scream didn't come out until years later. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this movie. So on from the bad, onto the final thoughts. I'm sorry to the people who actually like this movie. This is just one of my least favorite of this franchise. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, is honestly just not that great for me. I don't absolutely love it like a lot of people do. And I can only give it a 1 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Have you seen this movie yet? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.